what are some of the significant changes that you've seen from the Indian establishment side, whether it's income tax, customs,
GST, which has put together the VAT system for India. I still remember when around 20 years ago, before the GST was put in place, a client was asking us, how can I understand my final pricing to the market for the MRP?
Yes.
It was really a very difficult calculation. Probably sometimes there were also mistakes from everywhere.
And do you think the current political chemistry between our leaderships is good for business, or private businessman does not really appreciate?
Sometimes I go to visit Italian companies talking about India, and they say, oh, we have this good relationship on melody. Meloni plus Modi.
Exactly.
So if they know already about this relationship, it means that this bond is absolutely relevant for the development of the business in the two countries.
A lot has been said about doing business in India will test your patience. Do you agree, and do you have any examples?
I remember going with a client to visit the company, and this Indian counterpart brought tea, coffee, right in the middle of the discussion. So we were discussing, he stopped the discussion, actually getting the tea, the coffee and the almonds, and our client got disappointed. He was saying, yeah, but I'm discussing about business, why you are interrupting me? And he started making inquiries on family life, and our client showed up the disappointment. That deal didn't go through.
Hello everyone, we are back yet again with another episode of our podcast, Doing Business in and with India. Today I have a guest who's very special for me because this is the only guest that I know for the last 12 years. We met the first time in December 2013 and we have kept in touch. Let me introduce you Mr. Alessandro Fichera, a career consultant based out of Italy but pretty much a global citizen now. And why I invited him to this podcast is because we've been interviewing successful businessmen, managing directors, other kinds of people in business in India, both Indian origin and foreign origin. I thought maybe for a change, let me interview my good friend who is a consultant, and let's see what he has to say about doing business in and with India from his point of view, with his consulting hat on. So here we go. Alessandro, welcome to the show. It's my pleasure and honor to invite you to our podcast. And I know that your introduction can be very long. So I leave it to you to describe the highlights of your career and especially your interaction with India in the last 20 years.
Well, Vishnu, thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here with you. As you said, I'm in India since the last more than 20 years. Actually, I came to India in 2004 for the first time. And since then, I came here with the idea to stay a couple of months on and off to set up and run the beginning organization of the office. And then I decided to live here for almost 7, 8 years. My role is CEO of Octagona, which takes care about helping Italian and international organizations to grow and develop their business, not only in India, but also in other countries, such as US. But I'm also equity partner of Bonfiglioli Consulting, which is the mother company of Octagona, which is also a large organization with more than 50 years experience in business transformation, and which is helping a lot of European companies to grow their business, their structure, their organization across the globe.
Okay, thank you. Now you mentioned that you were in India for 7 years. Of course, you kept coming and going between Italy and India. Most of the people, expatriates I know, they are deputed from their mother company, parent country for 3 years, 4 years, maybe 5 years, and then they go back. You were running your own business, trying to establish in a difficult market back into 2004, 5 onwards. What made you keep coming back and have this strong belief that yes, India will be where it is today and my business will grow with the market?
Good question. I think that it was very important for us understanding the figures, the basic of the economy of India. At that point of time, we analyzed what were the opportunity for us to develop. We decided to look at India in order not to go in a red ocean like China. At that time, there were a lot of consultancy company pointing their view on China. We decided to focus on India because out of our study, we understood that demography, the growth path was there. And we were sure that sooner or later, we were expecting actually sooner than later, India would have shown to the world that demography matters. And India would have come out as one of the most important economy in the world. So, as said, it took more than what we were expecting, but finally we can see today that this idea was good, was correct.
For sure. Okay. If it's not a very personal question, can I ask you, when you were living in India, and I presume it was New Delhi, were you living lavishly in Briti Kailash or South Delhi, Vasant Vihar, or did you choose another location suitable for budget, more middle class?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the two things are correlated. The idea of where I lived and my understanding of India actually are very much in connection. I decided to live since the very beginning in Patel Nagar, which is a very middle, how can I say, average people lives there. It's not
very
for
middle
the
class.
middle class, exactly. It's not for the upmarket. It's not even for the foreigners, for the expat. The decision was made for two reasons. Obviously, being a startup, we needed to keep our budget under control, but also to be able to stay within the people, within local people. And that gave us, actually me and my wife, gave us the opportunity to go inside what the Indian people, the consumer of India, the workers in India really look and think at. And I don't know, it was really easy going into that. And it came out to be a huge advantage for Octagona because that gave us the superpower, in a way, to be able to read between the lines.
Yeah.
Something that if you come and you stay close in a 5-star hotel, or if you come to India once every 4 or 5 months, you don't get.
No. True. Okay. So, in your day-to-day working life, you speak with scores of European companies, Italian, non-Italian, sometimes US companies. What do you tell them when they come to you and say, look, we want to take our business to India? What kind of assessment, preliminary assessment do you do with them?
Well, first of all, between Italians, European, American companies, there is a huge difference.
All are different.
So, for example, just limiting to Europe, if you think Southern Europe, approach from companies is completely different from the approach from the northern countries. Completely different. US companies are, again, completely different, much more refined, much more organized than European companies, or some of the European companies. So, making an average, the goal is when they want to start a business in India, is to understand exactly the basic. So, as we have done when we came here, we took a house in Patel Nagar, we spent time there, and we spent time talking with people. You need to understand exactly what is your market. Where you need to understand, your company needs to understand where your product is fitting in. If it is fitting in. There are so many cases that companies from Europe or US are thinking to sell to India, and they even don't know that their product or similar product are already made in India. So what the purpose of selling from for a far distance market with higher cost of production into a market which is more sensible to the price than other maybe. And I mean, that is the reason why they're not going to be selling into this market. So they need to focus on that. First of all, they need to do a market research and they need to put down some figures, which I call business planning.
Yes.
Because through that planning, they will be able absolutely to understand, to find what is going to be the niche, the
Yes.
area where they can get in and get large opportunities in India.
That's interesting. So you recommend to any company that's willing to listen, do a market research, product market fit, and also make some kind of a business plan of how you're going to sell your products in India, in which year you're going to break even, and so on. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, but not only.
Yeah.
I suggest, and we do that with all our clients, to come to India, to spend time in India. I mean, it doesn't make any sense that you make a refined business plan, and I mean, companies like ours can do that locally, study all the figures in a perfect way. But if you still are sitting in Detroit or in Rome or in Paris, that doesn't make any difference because you will not be able to correlate the figures with the real life situation.
Okay.
So you have to take a flight from Europe, from US, you have to come here and match that figures with the market. Talk with the people, spend time in Emporio or in a shop in New Delhi or whatever in India. Visit the factories, visit the suppliers or your competition in India. That will give you a real, complete market study.
The intelligence that you need.
Absolutely. And another important thing is that a lot of people believe that by downloading data on the net or asking to ChatGPT will be enough to get a complete picture, or Perplexity, by the way, which is not. I mean, the data on India are not matching. If you go through different medias, information provider, you get 5 different point of view, 5 different data, numbers different. So you need to come here, speak with people, get the information, and then we'll help you understanding what's behind the numbers. So it's a complete exercise, qualitative and quantitative.
Sure, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let me change the track a little bit and talk about the industries that you cater to. So as a consultant, I assume you do not have your own industry apart from being a consulting company, services. But which are your pet industries, if I can ask in that way, or which are the clients and which industries they belong to, who you have successfully landed in India and today they are a very well-established company in India?
Well, we are cross-sector, so we actually don't have a specific sector where we exclusively work.
Right.
But for sure, we have companies that are successful in Europe, and so that represent maybe the strongest stability in the country. But if I can identify some macro area, I can say that we have a large pattern of technological companies. I would say, I don't want to say mechanic, because it's too small as a cluster. When we talk about technology, we can talk about electronic company, but also hydraulic components manufacturer. We have different clients into agro technology, mechanical for agricultural industries, automotive industries. We have also large number of companies into furniture. We have a group of companies into chemical related products, like pharmaceutical as well. And then we have a few companies that are into fashion, but that is a little bit more on materials than fashion brands.
Fabric
Textile. And textile, threads, or components for the fashion industry.
Okay. That's a very large spread.
Yes, absolutely.
And your advice to almost all of them is pretty much the same. If you have not done your homework in India before stepping in, please spend more time, and market is not going anywhere. Do your homework.
Absolutely. I forgot to mention food. Italy is famous for food. Europe as well. There are some good food manufacturers there. If I can give you an example, in the food industry, if you want to enter India, of course, there are a lot of topics that you need to consider because you probably will need to adapt your food product for the Indian market. So even in that case, it's important to understand the market. Giving you an example, large food manufacturer in India, they were considering to come into India.
Yeah.
And the idea was just selling from Italy into India.
Yeah.
Then we told them, look, you have to be careful because your product is already being made in India. And we are talking about pasta, by the way. Pasta is already being made by Indian company like Bambino.
Yes.
And then not only by local companies, also by Italian company. There is one Italian company that is already manufacturing pasta in India. So what is your value proposition when you get into the market? Why a buyer or a distributor or a consumer will have to buy your product while the market is already having some good pasta product in the country.
Yeah.
So you need to work on that. The value proposition is the basic, not only for India, but also for other markets. But I believe that if you work around that, you are going to be able to understand if you have to adapt the product, if you have to work around the pricing, or if you need to communicate in a different way your product for the market.
Okay. One last question on this segment before we move on to the next. Given your first trip in 2004, now we're in 2025, what are some of the significant changes that you've seen from the Indian establishment side, whether it's income? What are some of the significant changes that you've seen from the Indian establishment side, whether it's income tax, customs? Have not, because as I know, earlier it was all paper form, now it's more digitization, online, filling of forms. From your experience, things are now better, or?
Well, of course, it's a different world. In 20 years, a lot of things have changed. Also in the bureaucracy, in the administration, for example, GST, which has put together the VAT system for India, has given a tremendous amount of opportunities to international companies also to understand the opportunity they have on the Indian market. I still remember when around 20 years ago, before the GST was put in place, there was the goods tax and the service tax.
Yes.
And also the custom will not have the same system as the good and the service tax.
Absolutely.
So you had to square off, you couldn't square off, but you had to make a lot of calculation. And in some cases, the product that was coming in, the company that was buying product from the mother company were not able to offset with the sales they were making. It was really complicated to be understood by our clients. And I remember then when a product was going from a state to another state, they were doing the custom clearance every time. So when the client was asking us, how can I understand my final pricing to the market for the MRP? It was really a very nightmare, a very difficult calculation. Probably sometimes there were also mistakes from everywhere. So this has changed. Also in the legal system, there are so many things that are smoother. Even before the law on the Company Act 2013, things were going in a very old-fashioned British Raj way. Now I feel that India is preparing a lot of elements in order to support and sustain for further growth. Of course, bureaucracy is still there. We can see with BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard. It's not easy for European companies to understand why they need to comply with local standards while they are already complying with European standards, which they feel they are more accurate probably than the...
More stringent,
Exactly. But I also think that the effort that India has to do is to make them understand that India feels to be now in a position to have their own ability to determine what are the standards, and they are expecting to have the same treatment, the same level that European ask for Indian companies that want to sell
Okay.
into Europe. So I think that all in all, we are around 7, 8 as a mark of improvement. Some room to improve also is there. But I feel that a lot of things have been done better. The only real problem I see is the infrastructure, the road infrastructure mainly.
Right.
Because airplane, even
aviation.
train have improved a lot.
Yeah.
But in these 22 years, I'm coming to India, roads are becoming a nightmare, really.
By road, you mean the quality of the roads or the network or the traffic?
All of that together. Quality of the road. Again, if you go in Gujarat, for example, you travel from Ahmedabad to Surat, there is a nice highway, everything is organized. It's not all like that highway. And if you drive in Delhi, there are so many problems on the road. Not only the congestion, but also the way you manage the traffic. So that probably needs to be improved. Otherwise, you will have more people driving cars because people get more rich.
Yes.
Will want to switch from the motorbike to the cars. And so where do you put these cars?
Exactly. Okay. Very well. So in general, you're saying that a lot of things have improved, but there are few rough spots which still need to be ironed out.
Yeah.
In order for business to flourish, make it easy in the back end to do business. Is that right?
It's totally right. I think that, it's part of a growth, a growth trajectory for such a large country.
Yeah.
It's not that you can do overnight all the changes.
Sure.
This is a democracy,
so
it takes more time.
Yeah.
That's obvious. But the improvement has to be there in order to sustain the growth of the country.
Sure, I agree. Okay, moving on to our next segment where we are going to explore culture and relationships and the importance of it in being successful in India. You already talked about culture in the first part of this episode. Now, talking about European clients, obviously we all know that their culture is very different from the Indian culture. How are you able to successfully bridge the gap?
That is a lot of work to be done. Many companies approach us to help them in preparing the paperwork for putting two parties together, the European party and the Indian party.
Right.
So what we normally say is we are not going to take to do any writing for the moment. You need to speak with your counterparts. You need to take out the problems and the good things. You need to develop the understanding. And they normally say, we have already done that. We have already understood it with each other. But normally it's not like that.
Yeah.
So we come in and we help them making the not nice queries with each other that helps them to arrive to a point that either they understand that they are not made for each other, or they understand that they are made for each other, but there are points that need to be ironed.
Sure.
And once that points have been ironed, then the legal work, the paperwork is just a matter of freezing what they have discussed
The terms.
into in a proper document.
Yeah.
At that point of time, of course, people change. So if they change, maybe something will happen in the future. But if you are able to understand with each other in the right way, then the next maybe 10 years are going to be successful for this company.
Okay. Now let me flip my question around. What if an Indian company wanted to invest in Italy? Either greenfield or buy out an existing Italian company. We have some large Indian conglomerates who have entered Italian markets through buyouts. What would you say to such an Indian management who's interested to purchase a company or set up their own operations in Italy. How do they understand the Italian culture?
Well, it would be the same. I mean, we have a few cases in these days where we are helping Indian companies to buy out actually
Right.
European companies, and the work we are doing actually is a due diligence, but not merely specifically on the books or on the technology,
Right.
also on the management.
Right.
Because if they come in and they buy this company, how they will manage, if they manage totally with an Indian approach, that company will not succeed.
Right.
We have different cases in Italy, for example. There is, I won't make the name, but there is a company which has been acquired by a large automotive company from India.
Uh-huh.
What they've done, they've taken out the local management, they put Indian management. The company was not able to turn around, was not able to grow, and finally, that company has been sold to a Spanish organization.
Okay.
So I think that this works on the two sides, Europe, US, or India, whatever. The understanding of the local culture, the local way of managing companies, which is completely different,
Right.
is the basic, the ground for setting up an healthy relationship
Right.
and an healthy growth for the company.
Right. Okay. So, Alessandro, there is a very common everyday word in our dictionary called patience. A lot has been said about doing business in India will test your patience. Do you agree, and do you have any examples where patient entrepreneurs from abroad have made it in India?
Yes, when you talk about patience, I think about the time. What I used to say to our clients is that in Europe, in US, we have money. In India, we have time.
That's a good one.
If you have time, on the other side, you need to get patient. Because it has happened quite recently. A client was telling me, well, we started negotiating this agreement, this deal with our counterparts in January.
Right.
And I met a few days ago, and actually they signed a few weeks ago. He said, 1 year has passed. That's, not even understandable, not bearable for us, but we made it like, we agreed because we feel that the Indian market for us is very important.
Right.
So the topic is you need to be patient because in India, the concept of time, the concept of business discussion is rolling in a different way than in Europe or in the US.
Yes.
If you do not understand that part, you will start, I'm talking about European or American companies, they will start to put pressure. And on the other side, the Indian company will feel uncomfortable. And this is the first, missing of match between the two parties. And these guys have understood, very well that they needed to be patient.
Right.
But we have seen many cases where our clients wanted to push, wanted to discuss fast. I remember going with a client to visit the company, and this guy, this Indian counterpart, brought tea, coffee, right in the middle of the discussion. So we were discussing. He stopped the discussion, actually, getting the tea, the coffee, and the almonds, and our client got disappointed. He was saying, yeah, but I'm discussing about business. Why you are interrupting me? And he started making inquiries on family life, and our client showed up the disappointment. That deal didn't go through.
Oh.
Because the Indian company was trying to build up a relationship, and probably that deal was not going through even that day. Probably the Italian company, that was an Italian company, had probably to go back to India many times in order to develop that relationship to a stage that that Indian company would feel comfortable to develop their business, their deal. I'll give you another case. A European company wanted to acquire an Indian organization, a small one. They visited and they said, okay, we think that it's quite small, but we can turn it in a profitable company, in a large organization in India, because we have already clients.
Yeah.
They have some technology, but we put money, we do whatever is needed. And they propose to the Indian counterpart to remain inside the company, actually by paying themselves directly the growth of the company, not obliging the Indian company to go into debt.
Yeah.
But they wanted to do it in a short time. And he said, I cannot do that. We don't know each other. We met just once.
Right.
How can I tell you that I'm ready to sell off my company or part of my company, the majority of my shares, to you? How I know that you will be able to turn around this organization into a large organization where my minority stake at that point will have a higher value? So, you cannot come in India and, okay, I'll buy out and...
Yeah.
So, patient.
Yeah. Patience, okay. Talking about relationships, would you agree that the most successful companies across industries, across geographies in India are the ones who have developed respectable relationships with customers, suppliers, employees, any other stakeholder? Or this is just a figment of imagination?
Well, I think that is true for all the companies in the world today. Today, I mean, I see a business, an organization, a social element, a social organization, which has to do with not only the clients, but the employees, as you said, the supplier, and so on and so forth, the local territory.
Yeah.
So I think that it applies for everywhere, everybody.
Right. And just a little longer on relationship, have you been approached by any existing client of yours saying that, look, I have operations in India, I have a team, we're doing some sales, but I just cannot understand the way of their working, how our country manager works or the sales head works. It's completely different from what we do in Italy. If yes, how did you handle it?
Yes, that happens. And the cause root is not having done the homework at the beginning. So not having spent time in order to organize, to analyze and to understand where they are getting into. The way we do, we use our knowledge of the market in order to show them what are the improvements they need to do. First of all, we start with an assessment.
Yes.
So we need to assess. Yeah. We need to understand where is exactly the problem of that situation. I'll give you an example. Large organization from Europe making a food product.
Right.
They decided to come into India to make these food products. I mean, they are not successful. Why? Because they took the same approach, the same product, the same recipe, and they just copy-pasted it into India.
Yep.
Maybe adapting sometimes to the local taste, but not adapted to the entire environment, which is not done only on the taste of the product or the color of the product, but is also done on the distribution of the product.
Okay.
I'll give you another example. Tiles manufacturer. We have done a project with a large organization from Italy in that case, and they were thinking to come in India to set up their own facilities and to be able to distribute their product in India. We have done a market study, and we told them, look, your competition, those that are making tiles for the local market, are having 15,000 to 25,000 distributor or retail shop in the market. Of course, you're not going to cater the entire market.
Yes.
But do you think that coming along will take how many, ages to reach the stage that you have a network of sales enough strong to keep up with your production?
Yes.
So that's why it's important to understand the problems where they lie and then to build up around that.
Yeah.
So in that case, you don't come alone. Maybe you come with a local partner that has already the distribution in place and allows you to develop fast. And maybe with your help, they uplift themselves, their portfolio products to such a level that is a good combination between local taste, local manufacturing, international
Yeah.
standards, or international design.
Okay. Very interesting, honestly. Now, prior to this podcast, I researched on the number of Italian companies in India and I got a variety of different figures. I guess there are between 700 to 900 Italian companies, subsidiaries, branch office, liaison office, even joint ventures. And perhaps some of them are your clients. Do you think it's enough for a technologically and production savvy country like Italy to have only 700, 900 companies operating in India? Or there is space for many more Italian companies?
Well, I think there is a huge space. Also because if we compare between Italy and Germany, for example,
Yes.
the investment from Germany is even more. And
Sure.
Germany or Italy are not that different in terms of size, in terms of technological ability.
Right.
So for sure, Italy can represent a larger number of companies into India. So far, Italy, let's say, I rephrase, India has been attracting Italian companies in the last 20 years, but only recently. India is becoming very much interesting to Italian companies. Only after COVID.
Okay.
It's like a lot of companies are realizing that actually India is the destination. And there are also some reasons because, geopolitical situation, US with custom duties, China with the after COVID situation.
Conflicts.
Yes, conflicts everywhere.
Yes.
India having good opportunity in terms of energy from other countries. India stood up actually in the last few years.
Yeah.
And Italy realized that. Now I think that the Italian government is putting a lot of energies, a lot of efforts in order to make this happen even more, even stronger. But of course, is the mindset of the Italian company that has to change.
Right.
Because the habit, the attitude is normally for many of those to sell directly
From Italy.
from Italy.
So
they need to mature towards a different approach, which should not be only I come to India and I set up a factory and I manufacture locally. It could be also having a lot of opportunity in partnership, technology, exchange, technology, license. That could be a great option for them to grow in the market.
Okay. As someone who has seen the private sector, who has seen the bureaucracy change for the better, you know that India wants to be called a developed country by 2047. It's one of the agenda of our current government, and I believe there's no Indian who doesn't want to see that happen. Do you frankly believe that it's possible for India to become a developed country in the next 22 years, or there are some bottlenecks?
Well, I don't know exactly what are the KPI to define develop or not develop. Probably the per capita
Yes,
income
that's one of them.
and so on. But what I know is that in the business point of view, India is already developed.
Right. Interesting.
So if we take the total amount of people, of course, probably India has to do a lot of work because needs to carry with her the size.
1.4 billion people.
Yeah, and we know that a portion of it is under the level of poverty.
Yes.
Which is not easy
to
uplift people. But from the figures I have, what I'm seeing is that the poor people, slabs are shrinking and the middle class is enlarging.
Yes.
So I don't know exactly. I'm not able to tell you exactly if by 20, you said 32,
47?
47.
400 years after our independence?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But I think that in my point of view, India has already shown that a good part of it has already developed. You know, technologically, under the technological point of view, I think that India is more developed than many countries in Europe.
Yeah. And do you think the current political push between the head of two governments, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and the Honorable Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, the chemistry between our leaderships is good for business, or the private businessman does not really appreciate?
Well, sometimes I go to visit Italian companies talking about India, and they say, oh, we have this good relationship on melody. Meloni plus Modi.
Exactly.
So if they know already about this relationship, then it means that this bond, this relationship is absolutely relevant for the development of the business in the two countries.
True.
Let's not forget that Italy and India sign a partnership agreement, a special partnership agreement, which gives more sophisticated relationship power between the two countries, looking for opportunities in the two directions. Of course, Italy has to work within the framework of EU, because that is the rule of the European Union. But the fact that there is a strategic partnership between the two countries, that it's of help for sure.
Okay, very good. Excellent. That brings us to our final round of this discussion, and it's called rapid fire.
Yeah.
So in this round, I'm going to throw some questions at you, usually in form of choices, and you have to choose one, and if required, if you feel, give a very one-line brief explanation for why you've chosen. Okay, shall we start? You ready?
Let's start.
Okay. India in one word.
Incredible.
I should have guessed that. In 2 words?
Incredible India.
Good one. Strategy or execution? Which one is more difficult in India?
Execution. I think, to get things done is not easy. You need to work in order to create the infrastructure to the organization to do that. But Indian companies, Indian entrepreneurs have such a bright mind for strategy. So I appreciate that a lot.
Wonderful. One cultural aspect of India that you really admire?
Well, the aspiration, the idea of going to a second stage, to a second level, to improve. An Indian entrepreneur told me, when you go and visit those, dhaba, you see
the dhaba,
you see a person eating in the dhaba. He's thinking, if it is an entrepreneur, he's thinking, what I have to do in order to eat into a restaurant. And then if you see an Indian entrepreneur into a restaurant, is eating, thinking what I have to do in order to eat into a 5-star restaurant. And when you are into a 5-star restaurant, you see an entrepreneur which is eating there. You know what he's thinking? How can I buy the 5-star restaurant?
Wow, amazing.
So that, I think, is a powerful tool for the Indian people.
I never looked at it that way because I was always in dhabas. Okay. North or South India for business meetings?
Both of them.
Okay.
I think the difference is large. I would say also East and West. So there are so many differences in India. It's more complicated than other European countries together. The differences are many. So I have no one choice. I think that I like all of them because all of them have some particular things that are, of interest in develop business.
Your favorite holiday destination in India in the past?
Well, Goa, I
Goa,
loved it.
of course.
Also Rajasthan, very nice.
Very different, yes.
But I think, there are so many. I spent one holiday on the houseboat.
In
It was
Kerala?
In Kerala, that is, I still have wonderful memories from that, but from all our other trips and vacation all around India.
Okay. My next question you can guess then. Which is your favorite Indian cuisine, the food?
Well, non-veg or veg tandoori?
Non-vegetarian, tandoori chicken?
Both.
Both.
Both
Okay.
non-veg or veg tandoori chicken.
Okay.
Tandoori in general.
Yeah.
The
Tandoori items.
tandoori items,
Okay.
everything.
Yeah. You're comfortable in putting a finger and breaking off and then eating?
Absolutely.
Okay. Part of localization.
Yes, one of the first experience I had was in Ahmedabad,
Yeah.
a rooftop restaurant. I don't remember the name. It was more than 20 years ago. There was no cutlery, so we said, where are the cutlery? I said, no cutlery here.
Yeah.
What do we do? Oh, don't worry. So he told me, you take a papad,
Yes.
you scratch the papad,
You crunch it.
you crunch it,
Yeah.
and then you use that like it is a spoon,
Okay.
because you put into the liquid also. And
Wow.
that was quite an experience.
I
but
must try that one.
After that, I understood that using the mouth increased the level of taste.
Okay, very interesting. Last one. If you had to give a piece of advice to an Italian entrepreneur who is aspirational about India, just a short, let's say you met him in an elevator and he's planning to go to India soon and you don't have much time, what would you say, tell him or her?
Do your homework before to go, and then go. Spend time.
Yeah. Spend time, do your homework. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
And maybe read a book on India.
Oh, okay. Have you read any?
Shantaram, for example.
Yeah, of
Or
course.
Maximum City.
Yes, I see.
They are not related to business,
No,
but reading a book on India, it helps to understand some part
Sure.
of the culture. There are so beautiful books also from Indian authors that describe part of the culture, which is very important, as we said before.
Okay, I'll let you go with one final question, if you don't mind disclosing to our viewers. Now, you're here in India on this trip for the next few days. What's your agenda like? What are you going to do next? And who are you meeting? Who are you avoiding? So on.
Well, not telling you what I am avoiding, because I meet a lot of people. No, I'm going to be in ExCon exhibition.
The one in Bangalore?
Yeah, it's in Bangalore, and there will be a lot of European companies, because it's the
excellent.
exhibition for construction industry,
Right.
which is booming in India, but it has also a lot of Italian companies, European companies, American companies, which are top-notch in that industry, in that segments. So I'm going to be there for a few days, and then I'm moving to Mumbai. There will be an event on cross relationship between Italy and India. The Italian Minister of External Affairs, Mr. Tajani, will meet Mr. Goyal. And there will be Italian companies there to do some networking activities. So I'll be pleased to be there and meet some of them.
No peace for you, that means, until you reach home.
Yeah, peace will come in Christmas, where we relax a bit for the local vacation.
Yeah. Maybe I should, in the end, ask you this question. A jacket like mine, Western, or a Nehru jacket like yours, Indian?
Well, as you can see, I'm wearing a Nehru jacket.
Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you, Alessandro. It was really insightful. You've condensed 20 years of experience in 45 minutes, and I think each minute of this podcast is worth its weight in gold. You have given a lot of tips, a lot of tools, things to be aware of, patience, relationship to the audience, wherever they come from. The rules are the same of doing business in India. I can't thank you enough. It was a pleasure for me to invite you to this event, to this podcast, and really good luck for the rest of your time in India, and Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here with you. I also thank you because these kind of activities are very important to make the companies, the entrepreneur, aware about the opportunity today they have on the Indian market. So, Merry Christmas to you,
Thank
and
you. My pleasure.
thanks again for having me here.
Thank you, and see you again in 2026.
I will.
So that brings us to an end of this episode. In fact, not only this episode, but also this year. This is our final podcast for 2025. But make sure that we'll be back in 2026. And you can continue to follow us on our YouTube channel, on our Instagram page, on Facebook. You can see what we do on our website and so on. So thanks again for hanging in, and I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you in the coming year. Until then, goodbye, Merry Christmas, and wish you a very wonderful 2026. Thank you. Bye-bye.